okozesa amaani eno kubanga niwe mukama waife empeereza donna detukeererako okuba ate nga tulafuubana nadde okuweereza munange wobanga tobwaine tubeezera kye tulikola nenda kweisuusa obukyeire lwaki ebiseera ebisinga ebisoga tweisuusa abantu obwire kubanga ebizibu bibaawo obwire abalwala balwala bwire abafa ebiseera ebisinga bafa bwire waire nga ate abantu abandi baloota ebirooto ebyenkulankulana obwire era neyindi ku nsonga gyenenda okuba ate ngaawo tandikiraku n'okuyozaayoza munange iwe olina kyotuuseeko olunaku luno olwaleero programu kanso yaife tutyeme bubya kusobola okutuusaako ensonga enkulu ediritambula mu iwanga lino erya Uganda nga bulidde tutyama n'abandi kubateesa twabaako n'ensonga detwogera n'olwaleero tutyo daasika bino ediri kuninkiriza okuwera 14 edibize ku ssaawa 4 saasira eno kuvayo twali wano paka n'olwaleero ebeeremu ebintu bingi ino ensonga mu parliament akakiiko ak'ebyenfuna kaatuuka kamaliriza kaida kayanda alipoota egema ku nsonga eya kampani ey'omuva bulaaya eya Vinci Coffee Company Limited recommendation daako nga bwe daali olwasooka nti endagaano eno esazibwemu oire ng'omukulembeze ow'eggwanga ife ebindi kwebyo bye twasomolaku okuteesa kwali kulaga nti esobola okugonolwamuku aye yaleka asazibwamu edindi ku nsonga eddaakakiiko nga kaali kalaga nti endagaano eno yali emena obundi kuba waayiro mu isemateeka eyabagibwa mwaka gwa 1995 abasinga abavubuka bwe mwazaalibwa Speaker wa Parliament Right Honorable Anet Among yatuuka yakoba nti wekibanga abangi bagiire bakoba nti endagaano eri null and void it means eri null and void tukalindirira teekateeka dino yedinaakoma Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye omunakibiina kya Forum for Democratic Change akulira ekisinde kya People's Front for Transition yava makage yeida ku nguudo okwongera okubera abantu ebyenfuna engeri y'ebidagaliikemu poliisi yatuuka ya vewe era yayongera okuba ate nga atambuza obubaka alina statement gyako yakuba nti n'abandi kuba poliisi abakuuma ndeemu otambula boona bali mu mbeera mbi but of course baba bali ku duty so we now parliament ya Uganda ene yekumi n'endala yene gye tulimu yaviireyo yabisa embalirira ey'omwaka 2022-2023 budget eyo nga framework pepe yeriku obutabalika 47 trillions nga human capital governance and security transport and infrastructure nebitwaire kiwayi ekisinga ku studios nina Dismas Kunda is a veteran journalist is a political analyst nendola muse kubali kutubona as we begin our day today we are going to look at the fate of Uganda's economy. When I look at fate, I mean, are we seeing light? Is the road where we are moving in full of light or full of pit holes? Or we are like moving and our eyes are blind, but we are just moving because we used to know the road where it used to be. You're welcome.
Thank you, Samuel. We'll see. I think we need to analyze and understand why the economy has come where it is and what are the reasons behind that, and that is an analysis that I hope that we will be able to reach out in the next few hours that we have.
Okay, just a blessing to have you, Dismas Kunda.
Sangaire ino.
Osangaire. Wetwale wano lwasembayo abakungu okuva embuga basiima bakoba nti ndakwongera okwegesa olusoga olukobe bulungi kupano olunaku olwaleero twegaitibwako senior economist is a lecturer kuva ku MUBS era nga wetwogera ku nsonga da business and the economy of developing countries like Uganda ali omukwabo gwe tasobola kubuusa maiso tukwaniriza ku kanso yaffe lamusa kubali tubona
abali kutubona ku Baba TV nsanga era ino okubabona era nga nsimye omukisa guno amaina n'eroboozi nize Bone Kagaba mpakalisa oba oli awo mu Lusoga kye twalyese okukola ku mirimu ku ssetendekero ly'ebyobusuubuzi e Nakawa kye walyese Makerere University Business School era babalamuisa ino Professor Waswa Balunywa ni abaami abandi abagemaganya emirimu ku ssetendekero eryo batusa okulamusa kwaibwe eri Baba TV n'ensi yonna yonna nga tujja okuteesa ku bintu ebirimu iwanga sebo
ekyo kikalamu ino nenda tutandikire wene awo nti bwe tubanga tuningirira emyezi nga 3 oba giri kuninkiriza okuwera ena Abannayuganda tube tulingiriranga ebyenfuna ateerevu ey'ebintu bye tugula sabuni sukaali n'emmere twasookera ku mafuta era twalina isuubi nti niwe wabulwaire oba n'isuubi nti mu maiso awo bwidda kuwona waire oba tobwidanda ibe twalina isuubi nti out of magic out of science inenewe bidda kunomalizinga amafuta gaidda kuwirayo as it is in Uganda nti ekintu kininaye newe muzira ino method edi by scientific konti twakikola tuti ekintu kya normalizinga ebintu biri oti biri kwongera kuwonooneka mafuta gali ku 4 gajja ku 5 gali ku 5,500 tuyinza ogagula n'omutwalo omuntu watuuka n'abuuza nti abakulembeze abali mu Uganda betwawe obuyinza abalina okuregulatinga n'okuhandolinga buli kimu ebintu bino babibona oba bona bibaswiseeku yo Uganda tukobe nti tutuuse mu kaire kakwerwanaku oba there is still hope kantandikirewo
neyanziza ino omutesitesi wa program Sam n'abali kutubona olwaleero embeera eriwo mu iwanga teri ku bantu baavu bonka wabula n'abalina ssente bona eri bagemako bw'ojja ku emiwendo gy'ebintu okweyongera okuniina mu bintu ebiri essentials nga bw'okobye kireetawo ebibuuzo bingi aye ng'era mu ekyo mubaamu facts oba amazima g'olina osooka obona Uganda n'ensi mu bintu bye tusinga okuyingiza mu nsi ng'ebyamaguzi amafuta n'agatopinga amafuta bwe gatopinga kitegeeza nti gye tuli gagula webaayo obuzibu bwona kiba kitukosa mu kugatambuza mu kugagula na buli mu kimu aye Abannayuganda olwaleero we batuuka nga amafuta bali gagula ku wagati wa $1.2 kuba galijja mu nusu kakaaga edo diba $2 kireetawo okweraliikiriza ekyo ng'okiteera embali gavumenti yakoba nti tevunaanyizibwa kukutambuza n'okutunda amafuta nti economy eri mu kye twalyese free market economy buli omu alowooza nti alina capital asobola omuleeta yatandika okola aye erina obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okugema abantu bano abali kutunda n'okubakoba okuba nti bali regulated kuba bafominga kyetwalyese begema kitole basalawo emiwendo nga bw'ojja ku Shell emiwendo n'emirala bw'ojja ku Total emiwendo n'emirala yabanga tosobola kulumukira abantu wona gavumenti erina obuvunaanyizibwa ku bintu ng'amafuta mbaire nenda etyame n'abasuubuzi b'amafuta nga bwe bakolanga mu muwanga Kivumbi yakoba nti tukendeze ku mafuta omusolo oguliko amafuta petro gali ku omusolo gwa nusu 14.5 ali eyali kumpuliriza ayinza oba takidi nti gye tuli gatoola wanga tugatambuza okuva e Kenya twagaleeta okuva ne Gavio oba Nigeria oba Angola oba mu Iraq oba Buwalabu gatukaano bagataako omusolo gwa enusu 14.5 era wanga bali gatunda era beeyi omusolo gwonna nga guli waigulu gabaga gyatunda beeyi y'amaanyi diesel obuti ayigula n'ekirala ekyo aye nga factors ebisinga kuleetera bintu kuniina mu ngeri oti neeyo n'ebintu nga ife economy ife eri driven oba etambuzibwa ku bintu nga amafuta
so obuzibu buli nti gavumenti okuleka economy ebe mu mikono egy'abantu n'ekizibu oba gavumenti okuba nti eremereirwa oba teyenda kufiirwa misolo ku bintu ebidrivinga economy n'ekizibu saawa eno?
Titujja kuba nti okuba nti tesobola kuba ku bantu bali kukola business daibwe n'ekizibu yeidanga recommendation ya World Bank ne IMF mu myaka girenga gavumenti yakaida baleetawo structure adjustment programs bakoba nti liberalize the economy. We're liberalizing the economy kwa mwigule olwigi buli asobola ida akole ki akole. Tikitegeeza nti olwigi mulutole mu mulalona gavumenti eringa yakoba nti olwigi yalutolawo tesobola kuigalawo ku abantu abandi neba kangaku ekyo kyekitegeeza. So government erina okurevisitinga liberalization ya economy, otherwise some tulijja kufuna there is a potential for chaos in this country. Abantu bali kunigirizibwa nze yemba yenkolera yetuva yebatuzaala abantu tibakasobola kwebezaawo. Oidako boti wona kendeza omusolo government edafuna sente aye omusolo gwo kuyamba abantu bali kwebuuza balisasulira omusolo aye gulijja kuyamba ki? Services tidiri tukaku bantu mu bwire abantu babanga bali kunigirizibwa embeera ey'okubaawo nzibu ino omuntu alotiguka amala muntu olunaku.
This month.
Yes.
Just not looking at the science. Nowadays I call it a science. The Ukraine war, the Russian war, the fuel, something like that. I call it science because I believe as a government and people in leadership, they have what to do than telling us that it is the Ukraine and Russia something. He talks about the taxes and what. The first question was seen. As you see the current state of economy, what do you see ahead? Are Ugandans ready now to say that we are orphans and we look for other ways, or do you still see hope that things will normalize?
Well, you see, Samuel, and thanks Professor Kagawa for giving us that synopsis. I understand it very well in Rusoga, but unfortunately my Rusoga has run away 30 years since I last spoke Rusoga. But the point is, when I see the economy of Uganda, I always look at the pump station when I pass by a petrol station.
That's your gauge? That's
my gauge. My gauge is, today it's about 5,570. Someone told me that by the end of the next 2 weeks, it will be 6,000 or even more. Now, 6,000 Uganda shillings of you paying for a liter of fuel, and Mr. Kagawa has told you that there is a tax of 1,450 on top of that. It gives you an inkling of an understanding of a government that is not responding or understanding the parameters under which we are operating. We don't appreciate. The government doesn't appreciate because
doesn't he appreciate?
Doesn't appreciate the suffering or what is going, what the nationals are going through. Because for a person, you see, he was explaining it. If you pay 6,000 Uganda shillings for a liter of petrol or diesel, in whichever, now these days they are almost parallel. So how much does it take you to bring a bunch of matoke from Barara to Kampala? And how much are you going to sell it? How many liters do you require to bring a bunch of matoke from Barara to Kampala? How much do you need to bring emboli from Padengo to Kampala? How much? Now, that price does not go to the transporter, neither the business person. It comes to the consumer. And who are the consumers? The taxpayers. Now, there are other taxes that are compounded on top of what you pay for fuel. So in other words, the taxation regime that we have, he's the one who lectures. Maybe he'll give us a better explanation. The compounding nature in which the taxation system that we have. Other countries, Kenya, Rwanda, they have given subsidies. Why isn't it possible that the Uganda government can think and say that we can also give you subsidies, and we say that certain prices we are going to forego a certain number of taxation in order for our people to live a certain life? Now, the more it continues like this, I don't understand or feel. I think it's going to get to a level in which people will buy into what Besigye is saying.
Can it be a solution?
It can't be a solution, but we have to get a way of expressing our disgust about the economy that is not being run, the manner in which, because when we pay taxes, and then you are getting these requests in Parliament that we need 77 billion, we need this billion, we need these billions, and you are not understanding the tight nature in which people are living, then in terms of governance, you don't exactly know what you are doing.
Because that's what other countries have done when there is something that it is quite a puzzle. Expression of dissatisfaction. It can be a solution of somebody saying that you are dissatisfied. But what has it solved in a country like Uganda? That people have come up, showed expressions, teachers have come up, doctors have come up. They have showed their dissatisfaction on a number of issues. And the issue is, calm down, we shall handle. And again, it ripples at another time.
But that's not a solution. The solution is that if people, it doesn't matter in what way people show their dissatisfaction. People are telling you that, first of all, you are being unfair. You are taxing us the levels that we had never known before. You are not giving us leeway in how we live. And you see, the difference, I think, Sam, we did speak about it.
Yeah.
The beauty about Uganda is that Uganda has food. Uganda is not Egypt. Uganda has food, and that's the biggest problem with Ugandans.
Again?
Yes.
Having food is a problem.
Yes.
What could be the idea?
The idea is this. If Ugandans didn't have food, or that they can be able to access, it's the only country in the world in which you can have $1 and you eat food. One. Rukfuna katogo of muogo and beans. You can eat.
So where does that one put
now,
us?
it puts us in a situation in which people become, they don't feel that they can, that's the reason why you don't find that you can, Ugandans can sustain.
Comfortable.
Exactly, comfortable. They can't sustain a mass protest, for example, for a long period of time. Because they know the consequences. You have to fall back into your comfort zone. But you know that it is for bread which overthrew Omar al-Bashir in Sudan, which overthrew Mubarak in Egypt, and the Tunisian president, bread, omugati guti. So the point is, the leaders in Uganda now have understood us, that we are a redundant force. But that force reaches a breaking point. A breaking point as, for example, I drive a vehicle, it's a V8, I'm now going to park it because I can't pay 6,000 Uganda shillings per litre of fuel on every day when I'm coming to town. But meaning I'm not going to work.
You drive how many litres a day?
The minimum amount of fuel that I can use to town and home where I stay is about 50,000 Uganda shillings per day. It's not sustainable.
But you are in comfort zone because you have food and you don't have so much that driving force to make you protest against all these errors and what is
I am already
on.
Protesting on TV. This is Papa TV, it's a national TV.
Let me just have a short commercial break. As they come back, we shall look at that aspect. Abana Uganda balina kwemere, balina kukibalina. Nti embere eyinza okuba nigayi. Bazira ino nsonga ebabisa okulaga butali bumativu. Kinatuuka akaseera nti nise balina kiyinza otuuka kyawaawo. Era okuvaayo okulaga obutali bumativu kisobola okusolovinga embeera eriwo. Oba badda kudaaba kube mutiyagaasa abasinga abasibe and tujja kwira and it will end in tears. About